Hey, do any of y'all have some older jigs or older spinner baits laying around in your tackle box or hanging in your boat building or your garage or whatever that the skirts are still good, but they won't last too long if you really fish them? But you don't want to throw those jigs away. I mean, the lead head will last forever. What's a good little tip to hold those things together? Good morning, guys and girls. March 26th. Our devotion this morning will be from my Catch a Better Life book. I promise you. You listen to these devotions, you read these devotions every single day, you will have a better life. God will make sure that you will have a better life. Luke 8:50 is what we're reading from today. Luke 8:50, and it says, "Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Only believe, and she will be made well." Those of you that are familiar with this verse, most of you are probably familiar with this story, familiar with this verse, know what's about to happen. Here's what I wrote about it in our Catch a Better Life book. Sometimes we come upon a spot that looks so good that we just know there's a fish there. How many times you do that? Gosh, there's just got to be one there. Got to be one there. It might be a point, might be a structure near deep water, or it might be a particularly great-looking boat dock. I've found spots like this in tournament practice. I didn't catch any fish there. Not a single fish there. Only to recheck those spots in actual competition and whack them. I just really believed and knew that spot's got a hold of fish. That spot's got a hold of fish. Many of the miracles that Jesus did required no belief. No belief at all. No faith on the part of the person asking for help. Jesus just did it. He wasn't requiring them to believe or to have faith. The one in today's scripture where Jesus brought a young girl back to life did require belief. Or did it? Or did it? Or did it? A couple of verses down from this verse, it says, they ridiculed him. They ridiculed him because she was dead. She was dead. That's down in verse 53. They ridiculed him. They ridiculed Jesus, made fun of him when he said, "Do not be afraid, only believe, and she will be made well." Who was ridiculed? Who is that they? Who were they? They were the girl's parents. And, get this, Peter, James, and John. That's right. Three of the disciples that Jesus handpicked to be some of the most famous men that ever preached the gospel. To walk with him daily, to listen to him teach, and to see him perform miracle after miracle after miracle. They ridiculed him. They laughed at him because the girl was already dead. The girl's parents and Peter, James, and John. Wow. He brought that little girl back to life anyway. He brought them back to life anyway, even with their unbelief. But what did he do? What did Jesus do? He put them, Peter, James, and John, and the kids' parents, he put them out of the room. He put them out of the room. He removed the unbelief from the circumstance. Our miracle might just be waiting for us to put unbelief out of the room. If you're waiting on something special for God to do in your life, you just might need to put that unbelief out of your room, and it just might happen. Here's our tip for today. On older jigs and spinnerbaits, use a small wire or a paper clip to hold those old skirts together. Take a little small wire, wrap around to hold them together up where it goes onto the jig or goes onto the spinnerbait. Use that and it'll hold them together. And you can take some of those old spinnerbaits you have, some of those old jigs you have, still catch a lot of fish on them. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.